last 12 months have been quite the roller coaster ride with so much happening. Hi IOL readers, my name is Oluthando Keteyi and I'm your resident lifestyle and entertainment journalist. Shiz. At number one of the most searched, top 10 most searched music in South Africa is Malome Vectot. Malome Vectot sadly, tragically passed away this year. His passing was quite, one of those moments because it was a car accident, and he was just at a place in his career where he was reclaiming his throne. Artist wasn't ambitious and then started being independent, so I think fans were really invested in his journey. And at number two we have Limpopo rapper Shebeshit. Firstly, why is it called Shebeshit? But you know what, that's another story, and that is probably why people took to Google this year, and he's number two. This year Shebeshit went through the most, and we were all there, from his controversies about pulling up and also to the tragic loss of his daughter in a car accident that they were all involved in. I think that sent shockwaves, and everyone was really worried about him when he was in hospital. The AFF came through for him and paid his hospital bills. So his journey this year had a lot of people glued in. And at number three is Chris Brown. Chris Brown made drama even before he arrived in South Africa. I haven't seen an artist like Chris Brown in a very long time that people reacted so much to. His performance in South Africa caused quite the controversy. As you know, Women for Change stood up and said, we don't want Chris Brown in our country, and they took on the petition. Sadly, the petition didn't pass at the time of this recording, but yes. At number four we have our flyest girl, pretty girl from Joburg, Tyla. I mean, what didn't Tyla do this year? She's had us talking since January, and she still has us talking right now. From winning awards to topping charts to just doing amazing things and just becoming the global pop star that she's intended to be. Chidimma Adetshina is the only female on the top 10 list of the most searched people. She certainly made an impact, from her journey at Miss South Africa to her exit to her joining Miss Universe Nigeria and to her all the way being Miss Runner-Up at the Miss Universe pageant. All eyes were glued on her and Google. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you next year we come back stronger and Googling more topics, because these are the things that tell us what readers are actually interested in, and we can give you guys better coverage.
One of the most newsworthy stories that caught our attention in 2024 was Siya and Rachel Kolisi's decision to divorce. In October, after 8 years of marriage, South Africa's golden couple announced that they were going to divorce. They released a joint statement on social media stating that after much reflection and open conversation, it's the best way for both of them to go forward. They didn't state the reason for their divorce, and of course we all had speculated. So how did South Africa respond? The news spread like wildfire across all of our social media platforms, and they trended for weeks. We were devastated and shocked by the announcement, some likening it to the breakdown of our government of national unity, and thousands took to social media pleading for them to try again. Many of us felt that not only had we lost our golden couple, but all hope of unity. Siya wasn't only our captain, he was the poster child for what can be achieved through sheer determination and hard work. Coming from an impoverished background, he achieved what most people could only dream of in a short space of time. Rachel was the girl from next door, always putting her family first, at her husband's side, supporting him wherever his rugby career took him. And as a couple, they also represented what we dream of, a united, multiracial family of South Africans from different social backgrounds, different cultures, different ethnic backgrounds. Since then, we've seen Siya relocating to Ballito, spending time with his friends and focusing on his career. Rachel is on a self-proclaimed journey of healing, finding her feet as a single mom and an individual again, spending time with her children, working out at the gym, and appearing at numerous social events. Big brands are also noticing her, and she's been posting various promotional videos for brands such as Uber, Clarence, and insurance companies. So, what have we learned from this devastating news? Well, there's an immense amount of pressure on high-profile couples, and even though publicly they may appear to be coping, they aren't. And the Kolisis represented everything that we wanted and that we aspire to. But the reality is that all relationships have their challenges, even those that appear to be perfect. What can we expect from the Kolisis in 2025? Well, we'll most likely see the couple going through a period of finding themselves and re-establishing themselves as individuals, not as the power couple that we were once used to. South Africans and big brands love them. So there's no ways that they're going to disappear from the public arena. We're just going to see them more as individuals rather than the couple that we're used to seeing them as. But one thing is for sure, both of them have their children's best interests in mind, and I doubt that either of them would do anything to jeopardize that.
Hi everyone, this is Kamogelo Makhura and I'm a multimedia intern journalist at IOL, and I mostly write about entertainment as well as lifestyle stories.
You have written stories about Chidimma the whole year. Could you please tell us, we've seen Chidimma, trending, making news almost each and every day on television, newspapers, on radio. Who is Chidimma and why she has been on the news?
Okay, so Chidimma Adetshina is a beauty queen who was born in Soweto, and she actually started trending when she made it to the Miss SA Top 16. People were literally started questioning her citizenship status, mainly because of her name. People saw her name and they were like, oh, okay, well,
yeah, I
what's
remember
happening
that.
Yeah, that's Chidimma Adetshina.
Following her name making rounds on social media, she has been trending almost each and every day. People questioning, about her citizenship status, stuff like that. We saw the attacks on social media. Xenophobic and Afrophobic attacks. Tell us about that.
Okay, so she was trending literally every single week, and with her trending, obviously people are saying something about her, and with that being said, now we saw people, started making very nasty Afrophobic as well as xenophobic comments at her. People, we saw like even people, who are prominent figures in the society, such as Gayton McKenzie, as well as, a political party, Action SA. They started, saying that she should withdraw from the competition, saying that her name is making rounds all the time, and people are actually calling for her withdrawal from the Miss SA competition.
To add on what you're saying, we do understand that Minister of Sports, and Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie, is one of those who are, vocal about the issue of illegal foreigners to be, sent back to their countries. It's not something that we can say.
It's not surprising.
Yeah, it's surprising. Yeah. But did we have, any South Africans who were supporting Adetshina, through these attacks on social media?
Definitely, where there's good, where there's bad, rather. Where there's bad, there's always good,
Yeah.
We also saw celebrities such as, DJ Spoo, Professor Thulima Donsela, Pearl Thusi, Lerato Kanyaho actually supporting her, and also EFF's Naledi Chira, they also supported her actually. They were calling out people who were calling for her withdrawal, people who were making nasty Afrophobic sentiments at her, and also Naledi Chiro literally called, Gayton McKenzie out for his sentiments about Adetshina. So she did receive massive support, from other South Africans. Chidimma Adetshina stepping down from the Miss SA beauty competition. Well, this comes after Home Affairs released a statement saying that they have found prima facie evidence against her mother, Annabella Rungo, who committed identity theft as well as fraud, in the year that Adetshina was born, So with that being said, the public pressure as well as, Home Affairs releasing the statement that caused, it caused an uproar on social media, saying that, oh, she definitely needs to go, so she withdrew like a few days before the finale. And
Chidimma stepped down from the competition. I want to understand, would you say that the decision for her to step down was fueled, was compelled by the amount, the wave of attacks on social media?
Definitely, I think her stepping down was the pressure from not only South Africans but also everyone,
including public figures.
Exactly, including public figures. Everyone was just now in the conversation. It was Adetshina. So her withdrawing was a good move. And luckily for her, she, after withdrawing, like I think a week later, she got invited to participate in the Miss Universe Nigeria beauty competition, where she actually did well. She went as far as winning the competition. And what's funny is that we also saw now South Africans actually supporting her, from literally wanting her removed from
shocking.
the Miss SA. Exactly, wanting her removed from the Miss SA competition to now actually supporting and vying for her, So it was, it was a lot.
I also saw something. I saw pictures on social media that were trending about the Miss Universe Nigeria building, with many people saying that it looks like a church, a preschool vibe.
Yeah. So she got there, and we saw clips, when they were doing the preparations, finale, not finale, but preparations, prelims, whatever you may call it. And there was this one clip in particular whereby it was just chairs, and it was kind of like, I don't know, it looked like a church. I'm not saying it looked like a church, but people were saying that it looked like a church, So yeah, it did trend, and people were also saying that, it looks very low budgety kind of vibe, and also when the finale was streamed on YouTube, people made comments about it still, saying that the competition, the lighting is weird,
the
dresses,
decorations,
the outfits of the finalists, the decorations, it was, for South Africans at least, it was underwhelming. So yeah. Despite all that with Miss Universe Nigeria, actually, we went on to see Chidimma Adetshina now competing at the global and prestigious Miss Universe.
Nice.
So it was really nice, seeing her on her journey, and actually winning, despite the controversy, the bad things, she actually made it to the top 2, of Miss Universe, which is a great thing. And she is now crowned Miss Universe Africa and Oceania. So she actually did good. She won at the end of the day, and she also cemented her name not only globally, but I think in the entertainment industry as well.
Kamo, what do we understand now, with the latest news in terms of Chidimma's citizenship status? What do you understand is the latest in terms? Did you try to speak with the Department of Home Affairs? What is the latest?
So unfortunately, IOL did reach out, but unfortunately, the Department of Home Affairs did not get back to us. However, the latest update that they gave us, which was in early November, they said that they are in the process of revoking both Adetshina and her family's South African ID as well as travel documents. So that's the latest update that we have, unfortunately. But we will continue to reach out. This is not the end of the road just because she's got crowned. Now we have to forget about her. No. We're still gonna reach out to the Department of Home Affairs and know what is happening. So yeah.
Hi, my name is Nomathamsanqa Sithathu, and I'm a multimedia journalist with IOL. Yeah.
Let's talk about Tyla. You have been writing about Tyla all year long. Who is Tyla and what is she famous for?
who is Tyla? I feel like that question shouldn't be asked anymore, but let me just get into it. Tyla is a superstar, of course. We've been watching Tyla's career build up from, I won't say from the beginning of the year, but since last year, leading up to now. But Tyla has been putting in the work. She has been killing the game. She's been recognized globally, and yeah, she's basically just an all-round artist.
The South African girl on the map, child.
Period.
So, what was the turning point in Tyla's career that led her to gaining this widespread recognition? You know, this global recognition.
Okay, definitely Water. Water. We're here today because of Water. Water became this huge smash hit, like globally also. As we know, it became this viral song on TikTok with dance challenges, all of that. A lot of people got into Water. And I think Water definitely did put her on the map because she definitely received like international acclaim because of Water. I mean, we even saw Travis Scott and DJ Marshmello. They jumped onto the remix of the song with DJ Marshmello, you know, creating his own vibe, adding his own flair onto the remix, as well as Travis Scott, you know, throwing in a verse. And it definitely continued to become bigger. Hence, it moved from 2023 up until, you know, 2024.
Definitely.
And, you know, it even won her like numerous awards. I mean, her first Grammy was because of Water and, you know, her self-titled debut album. So yeah.
On that topic of awards, child, how many awards do you think she won though this year? This year alone?
This year alone, I'm not too sure on the exact number, but we've gone way past the point of like 10 awards. Like, I'm pretty sure Tyla now has like a whole room yes, dedicated to all her awards because she's won so many awards just this year alone. I mean, she has the MTV VMA, she has the EMAs, she has Summer, she has Metro, she has the Grammy, and it's a lot of awards that she's won. Yeah, even Billboard gave her an award. So yeah, she's definitely won a lot of awards this year, and there's still more coming up because the Billboard awards are going to be airing this month, if I'm not mistaken, and she's definitely going to snatch some awards there.
So talking about the collaboration with Travis Scott and DJ Marshmello, do you think, you know, those notable collaborations impacted her career in some way, as well as, you know, exposing her to this, you know, widespread recognition, as well as, you know, these awards? Or you would just say that it's just totally because of, you know, her songs being liked by people?
You know, I think Tyla's a superstar. Like, Tyla is a superstar, and look at it this way. Travis Scott and DJ Marshmello jumped onto Water because it was already huge. So I don't think, I mean, they did have something to do with it, you know, with her getting noticed by more people, I could say that, but they definitely did not. Water was already all the way at the top by the time they jumped on. So because Tyla is the superstar that she is, she definitely did all of that. Most of it, let me say, most of it she did it by herself. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the African topic because it trended literally the entire week, I think.
Yep.
Let's talk
There
about
were
that.
like different versions. The African situation. I mean, I think that stemmed from Americans just not understanding Tyla as a South African. Culturally, things are different in each of these countries. So obviously, they looked at it and felt some type of way. I mean, because it stemmed from that whole award thing where she asked Lil Nas to help her with the award, and people felt that she was rude and all of that. And the African term came up because one ex-user felt that Tyla is just being a goody two-shoes or whatever, and it really just was because of the differences in the way we do things, the way we carry ourselves. Americans are not used to seeing, you know, a different, or rather an African in their face like that with so much success. So I think they did get a bit intimidated.
Definitely. And I also saw recently that you know, with the Coke thing, you know, when she was being interviewed, I think the interviewer asked her what is she looking forward to now that she's going home, and she was like, oh, I can't wait to eat chicken again and Coke, you know. And people were like, Coke, girl, you know. So let's talk about that.
It goes back to the differences in culture, whether it's the way we carry ourselves as South Africans, the terms we use, the way we speak, our slang. Obviously, I think they forget that she's South African.
She's from a different continent.
Whole different continent in a whole different country. So obviously, back home, she says things. We have a different slang.
Definitely.
We don't speak the same. So obviously, we call it Coca-Cola Coke. They know it as Coca-Cola, and to us it's Coke. Like we are a nation that we don't have time, so everything will be shortened. Coke, Colgate, you know.
We believe in abbreviations.
Like we are moving. We're always on the go. We don't have time. So yes, I think that's what they don't understand. It still goes back to that whole different culture thing. So yeah.
In a brimming with star-studded celebrations, South African entertainment was rocked by a series of high-profile weddings. My name is Oceans Marasha, and IOL's digital journalist Geraldine Cupido will. So Gerry, what was the significance of Cassper Nyovest's wedding in South African entertainment industry?
Well, no one really thought that Cassper was actually ever going to say I do, and especially not to his long-time friend. So that was a big surprise for everybody.
So how did Cassper's publicly reflect on his personal transformation during the wedding?
He took to social media, in actual fact, to speak about the fact that he has, is a born-again Christian now, and how he's a changed man at the moment. And the fact that, he's found peace within himself, and yes, yeah.
Okay, so were there any notable celebrities that attended Cassper's wedding, and how did they share the event on social media?
Well, the event was kept under wraps, but some few images here and there would leak through social media by friends like DJ Vetis and Primo Boloy, and also Drip Footwear founder Likao. So people got to see glimpses of the wedding. It was only later that Cassper actually posted a picture, along with the quote. So yeah, people didn't really get to see that much of the wedding.
Okay. Also, one of our celebrities, Chad Saaiman, how did he surprise his wife, Savannah Smith, on their wedding day?
He surprised her with messages from international artists like Craig Davis and Eric Benet, and then also played some of their songs for her, which walked down the aisle.
Wow, that was nice.
Yes.
Oh,
and one of the highlight moments for him was, in actual fact, watching his bride come down the aisle. And that was for him was very special, he said.
Oh man, that was so sweet. So can you describe the setting and the attire for Chad's and Savannah's wedding in Muizenberg?
It was a very intimate wedding. It was just friends and family. And she wore a stunning dress by Lauren R. Couture. It was just a simple white dress, body-hugging dress. And Chad wore a white jacket with a black bow tie and a black pants, and he looked very, very dapper on the day.
Okay. Were there any emotional highlights according to Chad's account?
Well, he basically was just saying, how amazing his wife was and how special, she was on the day. Yes.
Okay. And also one of our Springbok players, Mannie Libbok, his special day. What was unique about his day, especially in terms of secrecy?
Well, another celebrity who actually kept things under wrap was Libbok, On the day, we didn't see any posts at all, not from friends, no one, there was nothing leaked on the day. And it took place in Mossel Bay, and in a beautiful setting, in a place called Siya. But yeah, like I said, nothing was leaked on the day. And I think that was on purpose because I suspect because they had a deal with You magazine that had exclusive rights to the images and the interview with him.
So they wanted to release the pictures first.
They wanted to release pictures first. Yes, that's correct.
Oh, wow, what a way to publicize their wedding. Also, how did the couple keep their wedding private despite being public figures?
Well, like I said, they just had nobody posting anything on the day.
Yeah, or maybe they signed an NDA. Who knows?
Who knows? Yes.
Okay, so what role did social media play in the public's access to Mannie Libbok's wedding?
Well, nobody really got to see anything, so they had to wait for the couple to post any pictures, and which was a few days afterwards, and we got to see we got to see what they wore and who attended. And everybody just looked lovely. The guests were all dressed in black, and while the couple wore, the bride wore white, but Libbok wore a olive-toned suit, and they were both wore Aldo shoes on the day.
Okay. Oh, and also recently, Masitjhaba Ndlovu. Why did Masitjhaba Ndlovu's marriage to Ndethelelo Faku capture attention? And how did she describe the day on Instagram?
She said that she's embarked on the journey together and with her new husband. She married her best friend, she said, on Instagram. And who's now he's her chief strategist and lover in her life. Yes.
Okay, so what does Masitjhaba's third marriage signify about her personal journey, and how does she view her relationship with her new husband?
Well, like I said, she believes that he is now is her best friend. And she said in a post, she said that may no weapon formed against us prosper. This was the happiest day of her life.
Oh, so what would you say are the key similarities and differences between the weddings of prominent South African figures in 2024?
I believe that celebrities are trying to keep things private. I mean, it's become quite clear that, they want to get married in secret. They don't really want to have the public involved. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. And otherwise it just becomes a circus, Yes. So, yes. So keeping things intimate and keeping things private seems to be the trend right now.
I guess it is a trend. I mean, people always have something to say about people's choices. So I guess keeping the public out of it is the best way to go. I would also do the same.
Yes, no, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Gerry, thank you so much for your time, and we hope to speak to you again.
Thank you for your time as well.
Thank you, Gerry. Bye.
Was quite the year. This year, we experienced pain and loss across the board. 2024 was a year that no one could have predicted how it would play down. We saw the likes of Tito Mboweni, Connie Chiume, and Mbangeni all sadly pass away. lies, miseducation. His passing left many people heartbroken due to the tragicness of the passing and him being such a young star with so much potential ahead. In August, this was probably one of the most saddest months that we had, as we had several deaths within 1 month. Top actress, legend, Connie Chiume, known for her roles in Gomorrah, she became famous for, and the internationally acclaimed Black Panther, which gave her that global stardom that she had really deserved of. Shockwaves throughout the world as many news outlets reported on the passing of the Black Panther actress. Whilst many were still coming to terms with that passing, we sadly lost Crown Gospel founder and radio personality Zanele Mbokazi. Mbokazi sadly lost her battle with cancer, and her passing came at a time where maybe people thought that she was healing. Prayers were going up for her, but God had a different plan. Women's Month continued, and then sadly we were struck with 2 other deaths. Radio and TV personality Thabiso Sekwane passed away. The broadcaster's passing shocked many, as just several days before the news broke of her passing, she had appeared on her ex-husband DJ Fresh's podcast, What a Week. In the podcast, which was one of her very few interviews in her lengthy career, all seemed well, but life. In the midst of that, the death of praise poets and Bishop Jessica Mbangeni broke. Mbangeni was known for her traditional attires that would scream loudly and proudly of her Xhosa heritage. This left many of her friends and fans and family heartbroken. And in September, our country experienced more passings. Top actor Darlington Michaels, also popularly known as Papa G from Isidingo. Kwaito star Sandile Ngwenya, known to his fans as Mapa Putsi, also passed away. Politician turned social media chef and everyone's favorite uncle, Tito Mboweni, sadly passed away also this year. While Tito Mboweni may have been a man of politics and finance on social media, he was an uncle who burnt tin fish and garlic, and many loved him, and he passed away. The year was filled with losses, tragic ones, such as musician Malome Vectot, and director Amta Amos, who tragically all passed away in a car accident, leaving many young people shattered, their young lives cut short. Gospel star, icon to many, Solly Mohome, also tragically passed away after falling ill. Death is no thing that is something that no one can prepare for, and we send our heartfelt condolences to the families that have been affected and the fans, because sometimes we believe that these people are our friends and family because that's how they impact us. 2024 has been a year filled with pain and loss, but also greatness has occurred and blessings. As we wrap up the year, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happy festive season. Be safe on the roads and everywhere you go. And may we come back to 2025